Good afternoon. We come to you a little later this week on a very lazy Sunday afternoon with Mr. Vijay Kumar Saya, who is the president of the Hebbal RWA RWA. Previous week we had Vijay Menon speak about flyovers as such as a measure of traffic management. Today we have Mr. Saya, who is from North Bangalore, talk to us about this thing that we call a steel flyover. How much of a help is it going to be for people who live there, and why is it important to not look at it as just airport solutions, because there are people living in North Bangalore. Thank you, Mr. Saya. Thank you so much for joining us today. Mr. Saya, you have been a resident of North Bangalore for a long time now.
For about 30 years.
For about 30 years. You've essentially moved from Sanjay Nagar, Sahakar Nagar, and now you're in Hebbal RWA layout.
Yeah.
What is your take on this proposed steel flyover that the government says would help ease traffic to the airport?
Yeah. See, first of all, a solution for the problem is certainly needed. Okay. At present, it is very difficult to commute at that particular point from Hebbal, that flyover, up to somewhere near Vidhan Sauda. This stretch is very difficult. We definitely need a solution for this. But what I feel is, the steel flyover which is proposed may not be the problem, may not be the solution for the problem. What I think is, from my studies, of course, I have a limited knowledge of flyovers, like steel flyover, about that. But within the information I get and I understand, I think the steel flyover will only shift the problem from point A to point B, from one point to another point, or from one level to another level. That's all. It may not be a permanent solution for the problem. Permanent in the sense, at least for another 10 to 15 years, at least for a long-term solution should be there. For that purpose, I think instead of steel flyover, we should go for metro. Metro should be a much better solution for the existing problem.
Okay. You live there, sir, so you live near Hebbal. So can you tell me what exactly is the major problem that one faces since you live there?
Yeah.
What are the choke points? And the flyover that is currently existing is a 2-lane flyover.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what are the choke points? How does one navigate this when you live there?
Yeah. See, mainly the choking points are many, but first start somewhere near this beginning of the Hebbal flyover. From north side I'm not talking. When you approach the flyover from north, that is somewhere near that ST Mall.
Yeah.
From there, reaching city is extremely difficult now. It takes very long time, particularly during peak hours. It's almost impossible to reach within the...
What is the average time taken for somebody from Hebbal to reach the city center? An hour?
Yeah, sometimes it takes up to an hour. It should take much less than that.
Absolutely.
And the choking points are not only that. To cross the flyover, it itself is a big problem. When you come further, when you reach Makery Circle, there again it is one more bottleneck. Crossing Makery Circle, and again beyond that, somewhere up to this Windsor Manor Hotel. Up to that point, it's very difficult to commute.
So you are saying that there is a problem which needs a solution,
yeah,
but you don't personally believe that steel flyover is the solution to this problem.
Yes, that's exactly what I feel.
But during my conversation with the other members of your association, some people who were against the steel flyover previously when it was announced in 2016 have now begun to rethink their position on it. They say, the flyover probably will not be such a bad idea. There are some who say we definitely need the flyover. In fact, the gentleman I spoke to quoted instances where it became very difficult to have somebody reach and get medical care in time because of the choke points.
Yes.
How do you counter that? Because there are contradicting viewpoints within your own group.
Yes.
So when we speak about North Bangalore's suffering because of these choke points, how do you convince people in your own group to come to accept your viewpoint to this? Or you accepting their viewpoint?
No, the problem is going on for a long time. So many are already frustrated.
Okay.
Okay, we want some solution.
So they don't.
It's because some solution must be there at the earliest. That is the idea. But what I feel is the steel.
Just 1 second, sir. Okay.
So there are different opinions within our own association. There are some who are supporting this flyover. There are some who are opposing this flyover. But everybody wants a solution. There is no second opinion about that.
But this steel flyover is not even being touted as a solution for your part of the city.
Yeah,
it's more to the airport. It's not. You're not even being considered as.
Right. But the airport is not the only place to commute. No, there are so many local people residing here. All of us to commute there. So it is not that you just start from one point and reach flyover directly. In between, there are so many other places where people want to commute. So when you plan for traffic arrangement, it should be considering all these points.
And you think that's not happened with this?
That's not happening.
That's not happening.
There are not only people who are going to airport. So many people, local people are there. They are every day they are commuting. So the solution should consider everybody. It should be helpful for everybody.
Right.
So we have to think of a solution which is for everybody who stay here, who go to the airport, wherever they want. But this stretch of the...
Do you believe there is a solution to this problem?
I feel there is a better solution. What I feel is metro should be a better solution for this.
And have you been able to talk to anybody in the government or the bureaucracy about this? Have you at least made an attempt to talk to them?
No,
or any of the people who have been actively opposing the flyover, have you been able to talk to any of them?
No, the discussions are going on. Some are, as I said, some are supporting flyover, some are opposing it. Some are for metro, some are interested in this local train. But I think local train is rolled out at this area because we don't get land.
You mean to say from Vidhan from city center till...
city center to
right.
ST Mall or beyond that. But now I think the options are two. One is steel flyover. The second one is metro. What I feel is metro should be definitely a better solution for this.
You think it needs to be prioritized more than a steel flyover?
Yes. And steel flyover at that particular cost also, I don't think is...
the cost is not feasible. Cost is not feasible.
And one more thing is the issue of environment. So many trees are to be cut. Naturally, all those who are for environment will oppose it. That is another point. But I think cutting the tree is not a big issue because when a city grows like
the way Bangalore has.
Bangalore, it's all of a sudden growing so much. So we can't help it. We have to find a solution for our
commuting needs.
Commuting in this locality. So if we have to cut trees, of course we will have to do that. We will have to minimize that wherever it is possible. And we have to grow more trees elsewhere. I think that should be the solution. But that is one of the issues. Most of the environmentalists are opposing it naturally.
Correct.
Okay. But more than that, what I feel is steel flyover is not a solution. That is what I feel.
Okay.
As per my understanding, wherever they have built steel flyover earlier, not only in India, outside they are also not happy with the steel flyover. That is what I understand.
Or flyovers in general, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. You say that it has been a failure around the world.
Right.
We are not learning our lessons, is what you are saying.
Yes. We should not go for it.
If the government insists on going for it, because there have in the recent report in a daily newspaper, this the report that was carried was that North Bangalore people are for the flyover, and if the government insists that listen, we would like to go ahead with the project because North Bangaloreans are asking for it, how would you? What is your take on this?
No, it is true that many are for it. Many are demanding a steel flyover, no doubt about that. In my personal opinion, I am talking. I am not for steel flyover. I am for metro. Probably 4-lane should be a solution, better solution.
So you say that what is existing can be widened a bit, and that will help a lot.
There is no existing line. They have to
construct a new one.
During the construction of airport, there was a plan to have metro to airport, a fast lane. It was a proposed thing, but that was
didn't go anywhere.
I don't know why they have left that. There should have been a much better solution actually. at least now they can go for it.
So what is life like living in this center, the eye of the storm, so to speak?
The major problem is commuting.
Huh.
And then of course this Hebbal area we have that Raja Kalway problem also there. A lot of health problem, smell, so many things are there about that. That has to be attended to. That is not yet being done.
So the steel flyover, you say, should be the least prioritized project, if at all.
I feel so. I feel steel flyover should not come. Instead of that, they have to go for metro.
Metro.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
So the last question I'd like to ask you is, when we speak about citizen engagement, and they say that the government needs to engage citizens a little more, do you think North Bangaloreans have been consulted enough by the government or by the people who are protesting against the steel fly? Do you think there has been enough importance given to you at that table when these projects are being discussed? Because you guys are the ones who are most affected by the problem. Though you say that is not the consideration when somebody is actually looking at these solutions that are being proposed. Do you think you've been consulted enough and you have a place at the table?
What I feel is the initiative should come from our side. It's not from the government side.
Okay.
We people are not taking enough interest in the matter. That is what I feel. We should go forward. We have to represent ourselves more. We are not doing that.
Okay.
There is no point in blaming the government for everything.
What about the citizen activists, sir? Those who have been opposing the flyover, have they been in conversation with you? Do you think that you've been heard enough?
Of course, it's in a very limited level.
Okay.
Yes, we do discuss, but it's not in a much larger level.
So you think it's not? You guys have not been given that. You've not been allowed to put your.
It's not like allowing or not allowing. What I feel is the opportunity is definitely there, but we have to take the initiative. Unless we go and speak about that, who will come to me and say, are you interested, are you not interested? Who will come to me? I have to go forward.
What about your corporator? What about your MLAs? Have they at least spoken to you guys?
We are discussing to our MLAs also.
And what is their take on the matter?
Our corporator, our MLAs, we are discussing, we are interacting with them.
What is their take on the matter?
Many are feeling steel flyover should be a better solution.
Many are feeling that.
That is the, I think majority is for steel flyover.
Majority is for it, and you are a minority in that.
I am a minority.
You are a minority in that.
I feel so.
You feel so.
Yes.
So either you shift to that side of the argument, or do you think you would be more successful in getting people on this side of the argument?
No, I won't be shifting to that side or like that, because it is my conviction. I feel steel flyover is not a solution for this. That is why I oppose it. But some solution must be there. See, the problem is very huge. We have to find some solution for our problem there.
Right.
We are not able to move in a timely
fashion. Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to reach one point to another point. Even if it's some 4-5 kilometers, it takes more than half an hour, 45 minutes, sometimes even 1 hour. This is a big problem, no doubt. Such a problem may be there in many other places.
Correct.
But we have to go for some solution. We can't simply keep quiet. Something must be done. So many are saying steel flyover may be the solution. Many may genuinely feel like that, and that's why they are supporting it. But my feeling is steel flyover may not be the solution.
May not be
it's only shifting the problem from one level to another level, or from one point to next point. That's all. Once you build a steel flyover, you will come to know it only after that. So it is better to avoid that at this stage, I think. Instead of that, what I feel is this metro should be the better solution for that. And 4-lane metro will be sufficient.
4-lane metro is
they have to build a 4-lane metro.
That is the only way to deal with this.
Yes.
The solution.
That's a much better solution, I think.
Right. It will carry more people and.
Yes, more people, and if you think for another 25-30 years also, that should give the required.
That should give you the. It's a long-term solution.
Yes.
It's a long-term solution. So there you have it. Mr. Saya himself agrees that he is a minority opinion. He's of the minority opinion when it comes to the steel flyover, especially with North Bangaloreans who are really frustrated with the amount of time it takes for them to travel even short distances. We need to see how much of the government, how much their voice is going to be heard by the government as to what is a long-term solution to this problem, and that the solution is not just directed at airport traffic but has to include the local population living in that area, whether it's Sanjay Nagar, whether it's Sarovar layout, judicial layout. All of these areas are troubled by the traffic in that area. So if the government can look at this problem without the context of just the airport, that would be great, is what Mr. Sahaya is saying. Thank you so much, Mr. Sahaya. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks.
And we'll hope to hear from you guys more often then. Thank you very much. This is all we have from Citizen Matters for today. We'll see you again next week. Thank you so much.